Alright guys, welcome back to Pints and Paints. Today's lager of choice is by a brewing company from Toronto. It's called Locker Room Lager, and it is by the Post Game Brewing Company. These guys have got varying different lines of lagers and beers. You got the Sniper, the Grinder, Tommy Tough Guy, and the Bench Boss. Locker Room Lager is an all-natural, no preservatives or additives, and cold filtered, providing smooth, clean, and refreshing taste. So, to kick P&P off, let's give this a try, because for those of you who don't know me well, the only thing I like more than SBG is hockey, and you cannot play a game of hockey without a pint, which is why I carry that on in SBG. So, let's crack her open and give her a try. Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good beer, boys. Hats off to the that's Post Game Brewing. Hats off. Very good, very good. So down to brass tacks. We are less than a week away from the deadline for War of the Ring, held in conjunction with Hotlead this year at Stratford, Ontario, March 16th, 17th, 18th. We've set a deadline, and I'm hopeful that all of you are able to meet that deadline that can attend. There will be, unfortunately, no exceptions to the deadline, and that's basically, as I've explained before, based on the fact that we are juggling taking part in a open gaming convention, and if there's no tables, or I'm sorry, if there's tables that we're not using, we want to make sure that that we're passing them on so that they can use them at a convention level to get more games in and get more gamers playing. So that is the reason for the deadline. For those of you who don't know, you can go check out the Facebook group under the event section. You'll see War of the Ring, 750 points. No restrictions except for you're only allowed one ally. That would be the only restriction, I suppose. But the typical Tom Bombadil, Goldberry, etc. has been waived. And we're looking forward to seeing what gets tabled. So we're starting to see the event come together now with respect to the lists and who's bringing what. The sort of the balance between good and evil. So surprisingly enough, there's actually more good players than there are evil, which I'll be honest, I was surprised at. I thought for sure that we were going to be in a struggle to sort of balance out the good side. And it seems, as of right now, to be quite the opposite. So, quite impressed. Some typical players that I know I usually see playing evil have opted to take up the side of good. So, excited to see that. There's definitely some skilled players on both sides, and really looking forward to seeing this competition come together. You're going to see some pictures over the next little while of some of the stuff that George has been working on. The guy's an absolute machine. We've got some very impressive things to unveil at Hotlead. There's some of which I don't want to spoil, but as far as tables go, for those of you who follow the channel and have been to other events, you know that George goes above and beyond the Call of Duty. So I know I've seen pictures. I can't wait for all those pictures to get shared with you guys so that you can see sort of what's in store for you from OHA George. As usual, just stunning stuff. So I have begun work on Moria, or my interpretation of Moria. So I've got a couple different things. I've been doing some rock casts using resin, and that was for more a weight perspective. I want to really have sort of at least one entire side of the table is just a sheer wall, cliff face, and then I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to have varying scatter terrain, possibly some walkways, just to offer sort of an extra element, sort of that 3D feel to the board. But I've been working on the rock casts, which I am just making out of tinfoil molds. That's all I'm using. I'll show you. I'm going to get up a hobby vlog hopefully by the end of the weekend, if not the weekend Monday, as I am off. I want to get some video of that up to show you guys what I've been doing. It's a really super simple process that actually comes up really nice. The rock cast is super lightweight. You can attach it to, you know, just about anything, which is fantastic. So that's going to allow me to have sort of, I haven't decided if I want to go one entire side, or both. I don't even know. I really want to give it that chasm feel, you know. So I've been working on that. I've been working on some collapsed slash mined hunks of stone, so stone that the dwarves have cut, and then being left there over time. Obviously the goblins have picked away at it, and you know, they're going to be heavily weathered, and there'll be some inclinations as to the mithril in there, so painting them is going to be a little more challenging than the standard rock, because I really want to give it that metallic feel to give off the sense of the mithril. Now whether or not I do that in sort of like a vein fashion or what, I'm not entirely sure, but excited about that. So there's 6 scatter pieces of that I have on the go that are done, and I just started working on 6 of these. Now I know they're not the typical you know, what you would expect for a Moria cavern. Quite frankly, they were just easy. I had them laying around. I'm going to put them on the base, and again, this section of Moria is not going to be sort of the more well-traveled area. It's sort of going to be my interpretation of, you know, sort of the in-between, between the beautiful halls and then, of course, the actual mining operation itself. So I wanted to give a feel of, you know, crates, leftover equipment, rubble, and then these columns, I think scale-wise, you know, to bring it down into that scale, because I'm not trying to achieve the Khazad-dûm, you know, the vaulted ceiling effect. I could utilize those just to give the sense of some structure on one end of the board. So there's going to be a few other pieces, most of which are going to be modular in nature so that they can be used elsewhere and interchanged and stuff, but pretty excited about that. Been a pretty good day as far as progress goes. So you know, the hot glue gun's been busy, the resin casting has been busy, and of course always gotta have time for pints. That was awful. I just spilled everywhere. Don't do that. It's a terrible waste of beer. It's a terrible thing. So other than that, that's pretty well all I want to cover on the event itself. You know, progress is coming along well. I know that George is in the final stages of most of his stuff, with only the actual generic boards themselves. So the other nice thing about the deadline, you know, is given if we do sell out, that is going to mean you know, a requirement for 16 tables. You know, so with that sort of week ahead, or in the next week, having the actual numbers and knowing exactly what we have to prepare for is going to be super helpful. You know, it's going to mean whether or not we have to push through and actually have 16 themed tables, or if, you know, we're going to be able to make do with what we've got done now to this point. So excited to see what happens, excited to see who sort of jumps in at the last minute. I would absolutely love to be able to say, hey, we sold out. You know, the event sold out. We got 32 players. Would absolutely love that. However, you know, I fully understand the implications and ramifications of having essentially a 3-day event. You know, you're looking at 2 nights away at a hotel, food, booze, etc. You know, even when you get in with some guys and split the room, you know, whether it's 4 ways, 3 ways, 2 ways, you know, expenses can certainly add up. And, you know, you're also going to be at a convention where you're going to be able to buy things that may not directly be SBG related, but, you know, there's definitely some crossover products that will be available. So, you know, you got to factor that all in when you attend an event like this. You know, obviously budgeting is huge, and I do believe there's going to be some people that are close enough that they can justify, you know, just coming out for the night / day and then heading back home. You know, for those of you who live in the Kitchener, London region, you know, you can make the trip probably no problem. I know I myself, this is essentially a little holiday for me. It has been for a long time. I've been attending Hotlead for a number of years now. It's always an excellent time. I always go down for the full Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's a blast. There's a terrific pub go hit up the pub on a Friday afternoon. I usually get down there about noon, and it's just a great weekend. So really excited to see how it fills out. Really excited to bring you guys some coverage, as well as, maybe a special P&P from the event with some of the attendees. That would be fantastic. Just really looking forward to seeing it all come together. So I think that's it for the event. I don't think there's really much else to say. Other than, if you're not coming, why aren't you coming? It's a simple question. Sign up's still open. You can come at any point, unless it's after Friday. Then you're SOL. That's it. There's nothing more to say. So I know myself and George will be pushing the issue fairly regularly on the media accounts, just to make sure that people who are attending know, and who want to attend know that the deadline is Friday. And unfortunately, there will be no leniency on that. It's sort of a one and done. Don't have your stuff in, or at least a payment or confirmation by Friday. We will unfortunately consider that no go. You gotta have a list in and be committed and show that you're serious, and we'll just move on from there. So as far as hobbying goes, obviously lots going on in the Forge. I got to make sure that I'm bringing a good and an evil army to the event, just to make sure that I can step in and supplement where needed. As well, we've opened it up where if we've got a couple extra tables, that we want to be able to make sure that we're running some form of demo game, to help make the attendees feel included, as well as, hopefully, as I've discussed before, having the people who are playing in the event allow some people to jump in, play a turn, see what the game's all about, do that feel. So once again, it's all about selling SBG. What else was I going to say? There's been some absolutely stunning stuff coming out of the GBHL lately. Photo-wise, I'm not sure if you're following Dave Nolan for the Middle-earth ETC. That stuff looks absolutely awesome. You need to go over and have a look. He's working his butt off to make that event come together, which is terrific. And in saying that, there's an Italian fellow, forgive me, I don't have his name, I did not write it down, but he has donated a prize, which is Treebeard, the Two Hobbits, and I can't recall, Woozies. Stunning. The paint job is amazing, absolutely incredible. If you haven't checked it out, you need to go to the GBHL or Middle-earth ETC Facebook group and have a look at that. That was donated as a prize, and it's absolutely stunning. So that being said, I know there's been some pretty fundamental changes to the ETC, as well as the scoring, or basically how you're going to win, how you're going to post your points, etc. There was some discussion about whether they were going to use a Swiss style or modified Swiss. Can't even begin to fathom what Mr. Nolan is going through as far as trying to bring an event like that together at that scale, at that level of competition. I know myself, the experience that we've had only in running 2 events that were really, not super competitive, because you're not talking, when you're talking an OHA event, we may be doing a tournament. However, there's no league points associated. There's no, it doesn't really affect standings for anything. It's just what you're going to win, essentially. And I know I've felt those pressures before, as far as making sure things are balanced and that people have some good prizing and have the ability to come away feeling good and having something. So to step it up to that level, when you're talking that kind of competitive environment, the work he's doing on the terrain, it's amazing stuff. So hats off to Dave, an absolute pillar in the community. I had the opportunity to meet him at Nova last year, and can only say that at some point I would absolutely love to attend, even just witness the ETC. I don't think I'm the caliber of player to be involved or playing in that type of event, but even just to maybe one day help host, if the event ever makes its way over to Canada / North America. that would be absolutely awesome. And I know that the OHA would be 100% on board with assisting and hosting the ETC if it ever gets to, I guess it would become WTC. It's European Team Championships now, so maybe they go to a WTC format. I don't know. I don't know what we got to do to get you over here, but whatever could happen, we would be happy to have you for sure. And the same goes for the likes of Devin at the DCHL, etc. I know him and OHA George have been in contact. There's definitely going to be some contributions from George to Nova for this year, which is going to be absolutely great. We were definitely trying to make logistics work to have the American boys join us for War of the Ring. However, just didn't come to fruition. So stay tuned for some announcements on that and sort of the OHA participation at Nova this year. I will not be attending, but there will be an OHA contingent attending Nova, so coverage, just like last year, will continue. And really looking forward to seeing what George can do with that, given his first year going down, and what he's going to contribute and what kind of coverage we can look to expect from him. So exciting times ahead, lots going on. Really, really happy with sort of the direction of everything. I've been feeling good getting this terrain done. Can't wait to have it all come together in March at Hotlead. So once again, if you haven't checked out the event, go to the Facebook page, have a look at War of the Ring. All the information's there. Shoot us a message, shoot us a army list, and we hope to see you there. Really do. Looking forward to it. Cheers, guys. All the best. Happy hobbying for this weekend, and we will catch up with you soon. Take care.